I'm coming. Yeah, I'll be there in a sec.
My name is Linda Childers, and I taught school for 32 years. It was a huge part of my life. But I made the decision to quit teaching, to be an artist, be a professional artist, but then have the confidence. And suddenly, at the age of 55, I said, you know what, I can do this. I didn't know it at the time, but being an artist was only a part of what I would become and what I am today.
We're going out over that nook.
More importantly, I'm an activist. I'm an activist for creating change in our government, and I'm also an activist for promoting a healthy lifestyle for people who are suffering from chronic disease. I want my work to jump off the page. I want people to be excited about my work. When they look at my work, I want them to think, oh, that is so awesome. I went to the Women's March in January, and following my participation in that march, I wanted to do something to make a difference. And so I created this painting, had prints made, and am selling those prints at the Red Caboose. And all of the proceeds for those prints are going towards campaign finance reform. We are very lucky to live in a country that has an amazing plan of government. Unfortunately, we have people in positions in all levels of government that are influenced by the power of big money. Good morning. The candidate that has the most money to run, they're far more likely to win. So they've won that position because of the most donations, and the donations come from very powerful, wealthy individuals or multinational corporations who want those legislators to make the laws to benefit them. I so appreciate you doing this appointment with me. I'm Linda Childers. Some of the biggest changes that have come about in our country have been grassroots movements. They've been led by individual citizens. They've been led by people who have a passion. And I'm not alone here. I am part of a network of people, a national group, divided into states. I'm a member of Wolfpack, West Virginia, and we're divided into state organizations that are working to get resolutions passed within their states to get a 28th Amendment. So I had a new awareness of what was going on politically by listening to Jon Stewart and the guests he had. One of his guests was Elizabeth Warren. I was fascinated by what she had to share about the banking industry and her desire to make a change by running for Senate. I bought her book, read it cover to cover, and about the time I started reading it for the second time, I was diagnosed with MS. This is a stone with parchment paper on it, and it needed to be preheated, so it's good and hot when I pour this flatbread batter on it. I was 57 years old. I was in the midst of building this art career that I was having a ton of fun with. And now I have this diagnosis facing me. Just a few months into my diagnosis, I was on 5 medications. One of those medications cost $40,000 a year. 2.5 months into that, I discovered that there's another way to approach chronic illness. And that's with a nutrient-rich diet and an examination of your lifestyle factors that may contribute to disease. The reason we're suffering from so much chronic disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, MS, lupus, The reason our country is suffering from this mushrooming number of cases is because of the standard American diet, which the acronym is SAD. We eat a lot of junk, which includes sugar and processed foods, and our bodies are not getting the nutrients they need from vegetables, quality meats, and fats. I found out that when you eat those kinds of foods and make other kind of lifestyle changes, if you have a chronic disease, you can stop the progression of that disease, and you can even reverse the symptoms from which you're suffering. And that's what happened to me. I'm off all 5 medications. I reversed my symptoms. I haven't cured my MS, but I have put it in remission. There are some books that I get, and then before I get them hardly started.
After a year of studying, starting my own health journey, I knew I had to start a support group to teach others. And we have an active group. We meet weekly. We've had incredible recovery from disease.
The group has been unbelievable. It's watching people who have walked in these doors or wheeled in these doors that were so sick that now are like so good and living life to the fullest. It's crazy. I tell people it's like one of those old-time revivals where people would come in blind and on crutches, and then the preacher would pop them in the head, and they're walking and they can see again. That's exactly what I see in this room.
Every week I teach a lesson because as a former school teacher, I still love to teach. And this information is so important, and I study the information. I read books, I listen to health podcasts, I follow people on Facebook. These are practitioners who are doing the work and publishing their work. I follow people who are doing it all around the world and learning from them, and then I teach it to others in my support group. Are you guys fishing? My life is really full. I have a loving husband and a son that's really come to his own, and that's really exciting. I also have my art career, which is so fulfilling. And then I also am on this journey of healing my MS. I have started this support group to help others learn how to heal their autoimmune diagnosis or some other illness. And then in addition to that, I've become very political, and I'm trying to help change the world with campaign finance reform through my Wolfpack movement. Yeah, that's really important to me.